All right, so I'm joined today by the Reaper, SD Dumas. Just spent a few weeks in the Florida jail, I think, over a domestic dispute, and he's out. He's been out for about a week, so we got an interview going. Hopefully, we can get some clarity on the situation. But first off, how's everything going, man?
It's going good, bro. Everything's good. Like, how can I say? They try to paint a picture of an image that's not there. There's no domestic dispute. I can't really talk too much about the case, but everybody put it out like there's a domestic dispute, a home invasion, and of course, everybody got to have something to talk about. You know what I mean? I can't too much talk about what's going on, but just know God sits high and looks low, and know everything is going to work out in my favor. One minute I was going to go play basketball, the next minute this shit turned into a fucking tornado, and I was like, "What in the hell just happened here?"
Yeah.
But
Damn.
everything's gonna be worked out on that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I feel you. Is she gonna drop any charges, or that's still up in the air?
nah, bro. Really, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. The crazy part about it, it's not even the person.
Oh,
It's just that how they put the article out is that they made it like that. They made it like it'd be a DV, a domestic dispute, a home invasion. He had a gun on him. See, the people made it like that. The officer that wrote the report, he took 5 hours writing a report.
kind of threw the
Five
book at
hours.
you.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like 5 hours to write a report. And everybody was like, why did it take this man 5 hours to write a report? You know, and it's just nerve wracking. You know what I'm saying? Like it was an out to get you moment. Even on the police report, the officer even said, "Yes, I know he's a known UFC fighter." And like when you put something like that on a police report, bro, you know what I'm saying? That's not saying you're doing your job. That's saying that you feel like you got something on somebody now. You know what I mean? Because if you was doing your job, you would have put it out like this, like this, like that. You wouldn't even put that on a report. Because when I read the report, from like when everybody was sharing and stuff like that, I was like, I'm knowing he was a UFC fighter.
He's a known UFC fighter. That's a quote in there, right?
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like, so did you try to do this to hurt me? And did you not try to look deep into this stuff and figure out it was a bunch of BS? You know what I'm saying? You just took whatever you want and just roll with it. So like I say, like it wasn't about a person, it wasn't about her, him. It was just about how that one officer took it and ran with it. And he still had to do his job, understandable. But from me hearing it from other people that stay in different states, you know what I'm saying? And they tell me like, nah, bro, if two people arguing or whatever, normally, they supposed to separate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like this. And I'm over here like, well, in Florida, they do it differently here. And I tell people like, come to Florida, you might leave out on probation. Well, strictly Pensacola. Strictly Pensacola. Cause everybody got to do their jobs, but you still got those super cops as wanna, go up and beyond. You know what I mean? Like no disrespect to them, to them, but sometimes, bro, like when you can see a situation isn't really a situation, you should even try to go forth with some things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I see
And
what you're saying a little bit.
yeah, and like I'm not badgering Escambia County. I'm not badgering the Pensacola Police Department. It's just like when something's messed up and you can pinpoint, because you went to school, you did your law work, you did your detective work, you feel me? You will know when something's out the ordinary. You'll know if it's a bunch of humbug. You'll know if it's some shit like that. After the case drop and, like I say, it drops in all lowers will and all that and stuff, then, when we hit back up the podcast, I'll be able to say a lot more. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? But it's just that the simple fact is that, like, I'm still a human being. Like, y'all looking at me as, like, I'm some monster. No, I'm just a human being, bro, that like to smoke his gas and stuff, stay out the way, take care of his kids, you know, and just do what I need to do. But like, I had a blockage. Well, I had blockages of things in my face, and like I told the officers, man, like I had a lot going on. Like I'm not gonna give nobody no sad story, but like, oh, you staying in your car? Why? You should be. You know what I'm saying? Like, how people talk shit about it, woo woo woo. But like I told people, man, shoot. I wasn't ready. I wasn't stable for a lot of things. I had to make some type of way to even get stable. You know what I mean? And people thinking like, oh my gosh, he's doing home invasions. He's doing this. Nah, buddy, like, tell you right now, and this is me being real. If all these accusations happen and you know what I mean? Like ending this shit happen. My bad, I was trying to pick his it.
Very good.
Ending this shit happen, bro. Like the judge would literally put a no bond on me and not let me be out, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, everybody got a job to do. Facts. But everybody can figure out when some shit is just humbug. You know what I mean? Like just some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think too, something you gotta probably, like, realize, I think, about the area is, like, if you came up, right, grew up kinda getting arrested in the system by those cops, and then now you're a
Yeah.
UFC fighter, like, human psychology, I'm sure it makes somebody a little bit jealous. Even though you're kinda telling me right now, like, your life isn't gravy, you're still living out of your car and shit, you're not rich because 'cause you're a UFC fighter. But
Yeah.
I think the same cops that might be arresting you in the past, you talk shit to them when you're a kid, and then they're like,
And
"Damn, now
that's
this guy made it, he's on TV." I think it does something psychologically where that's why you might have gotten some trumped up charges, but I don't wanna be too critical either because you got an open case and stuff like that, but just human psychology side of it, that's what I'm thinking.
oh yeah, but like I'll be real with you, bro. Like, yeah, a couple cops probably, felt some type of way. But, at the same time, bro, be real with you. Like some officers asked for it. Like some officers should have just did their job. You know what I'm saying? Woo woo. So if you holding a grudge against me, okay, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody can change. You know what I mean? That's just like a drunk person.
Yeah,
Oh, he can be sober. It just takes time.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think people forget that. Like, it takes time with some things. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but Rome wasn't built in one day.
People grow and evolve, right? If you were somewhere when you're a kid, you can easily mature a few years down
That
the line.
that part, you feel me, bro?
Yeah,
And I think a lot of people forget that part. I think a lot of people forget that part, bro.
yeah.